Yeah, good luck to her. Good luck. We're good to go?
And like that.
You guys can go.
We are ready to start, okay. The July 10th meeting, special meeting of the HPB. And we have two issues on our agenda tonight. 18 Rand Place and the Canandaigua National Bank. And I think we're going to handle them in the order that's given here. But before we do that, does anybody need to recuse themselves for any reason whatsoever?
No.
No?
Do
Okay,
we need to motion to begin the special meeting?
we should.
Make a motion to open the meeting. Second motion.
Okay,
Member Olson?
Yes.
Member Dabrowski?
Aye.
Member Ranahan?
Yes.
Chair Pollak?
yeah, okay,
Motion passes.
thank you, now we're on. No reason to recuse oneself at all? Because we have no on all that as well? Okay. And just for the recording, we will do the Rand Place pergola first, and then the Canandaigua National Bank requires a little field work, so we may stop the recording, visit the bank a block away here or so, and come back, start the recording again, and discuss our findings. That, okay? All right, very good, okay. So, Paul, why don't you tell us about the pergola then? Let's start with that.
Come on up.
Yeah, just,
Hot seat, okay.
yeah, yeah,
It's quite simple. My wife wants me to put up some twinkle lights, and I need something to hang them on, so I thought I'd build a pergola. So,
okay.
pretty straightforward. Steve asked me to put together just a very simple sketch, set of plans. It's just going to be pressure treated, stained burgundy, 13 by 16. I'm only going to have one set of runners. I want it simple, so the pergolas have multiple runners. It looks a little too heavy for what I'm trying to do, so I'm just trying to keep it simple.
Mhm.
Work will be self-performed, like any other project in my house.
One thing I couldn't find on here is how tall will they?
That's, I don't have an exact answer yet, because at some point I'll have to stand there with a tape measure and my wife looking out the kitchen window, so we can make a determination. I think we're gonna be probably just a little bit better than 8 feet. My house sits a little bit high, as most village houses do, but I just want her to we just still need to be able to just kind of peer under it a little bit to be able to see the driveway and stuff, so chances are, I don't have that exact measurement, but I'm sure I'm probably between 8 and 9 feet.
Okay.
And we include a range in any motion. You got a range that you can live with, a bigger range than 8 and 9.
If we could go 8 to 10 feet, that'd be perfect. I don't see any reason I wouldn't want anything taller than that anyways, because it already sits up on an elevated patio.
It's gonna come above the window, right?
Just-
So you're just gonna,
I'm not gonna go above the window. I just need to be able to get above the lower pane, the lower sash.
so it'll run into
Yeah,
the middle.
it'll
Okay.
run
I mean, it
into the
doesn't
middle.
touch, but.
Yep.
Okay.
So this is the exact
Thank you.
design top down, and
Yep.
this is the
That's just rendering of what I'm replicating.
visualization of
Yep.
it, okay.
So square ends on the horizontal runners and then the carved out ends on the lengthwise runners?
No, probably even on the smaller runners, I'll probably just chamfer the ends a little bit, just to give it a little bit more detail.
Like it?
Why, is that something that he can or cannot do?
No, I was just curious.
Okay.
Yeah, just to give it just a little more detail.
I know you can, I see you've got brackets, or this one has some like brackets attaching it to the ground.
I'm actually gonna do direct burial of
Okay.
6 by 6s. I don't, I would think not to pin this on the next owner, but I think the pressure treated will still outlive me, so we'll let the next person 40 or 50 years from now worry about it, so.
So your footings are going to be these 4 posts, or these?
The 4 6 by 6 posts, yeah.
And then what Is there a floor in underneath this?
No, it'll just be the
Grass?
paver patio that's already there.
Oh.
That's a brick patio.
Oh, okay.
So I'm actually just gonna remove a few bricks, set those posts, and then put the bricks back. And another reason I don't want to use the brackets, I very well might just kind of trim it out just a little bit. So then I won't have to work around those brackets also.
Seems a better way to go.
Okay. Questions?
From a code perspective, and I guess if it is code, it's not even our issue, but is 10 foot, I mean, like I know with fencing, there are height requirements. Our goal is kind of sits in between fence and structure.
So it's all different. So there's no height restriction on that, would not be, kind of to the fence. The only difference is you have to use a 6x6 if it's above 8 feet.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's what I plan on using for this.
Okay.
We had these in the village, obviously. Is that a normal question to ask?
Yeah, there's a few of them throughout the village, yeah.
And not only do we have them, but I mean, pergolas were a prominent garden feature from like 1880 to like the 1940s. So not only is it, nice, but it's appropriate.
Yeah.
I mean, of all likelihood, we haven't decided yet, but very well might let some wisteria or something equivalent to wisteria go on it as well. We haven't figured that out.
Yeah.
And technically, it's a garden, considered a garden ornament, not a structure, because it doesn't have a true roof.
Oh, that's right, yeah, true, okay.
But it'll hold twinkle lights.
Stereo wouldn't be bad either.
Twinkle lights are apparently very important these days. That's what I keep being told.
Nice with a single light fixture.
Peacekeeping thing. Christine, do you have any more questions? Or?
No, I think
Okay.
No one has any questions, and motion to approve the application as presented with the consideration of the height range between 8 and 10 feet. It's removable, it's appropriate. Yeah.
I think we'll add that to the findings that it's
Yeah.
removable afterwards, but yeah, okay,
Yeah, I'll second the motion.
okay.
Member Olson,
Yes.
member Dubrasky,
Yes.
member Lanahan,
yes.
Chair Pollak,
Yes,
motion passes.
okay,
Thank you, and thank you all for doing a special night tonight.
good luck with it. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
As well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's helpful one out. Thank you.
Steve, do you want to give us an overview on the bricks, or Jeff, do you want to come up and do that? Whatever. And we'll,
Bricks out here, but, so, we were talking before,
right,
we found that once we, and Steve knows too, once we pulled some of the arborvitaes away a short while ago, we found the kind of deterioration of the brick that had been hiding in there. Water had been wicking up through over the years and just kind of pulverized a lot of the brick from about 20 inches down to the ground. Obviously, moisture in the mulch and the ground, et cetera, rained over time. So the joints, a lot of the joints were gone. You could actually grab a brick and rock it, and hopefully pull it out of this one. But so we said, okay, well, we're gonna. I assumed it was a maintenance, and it was my fault. I didn't come through you all.
Are you the building owner or?
We are the building owner now. We bought it about a month ago.
Oh, okay, nice.
No, I work for the bank. I'm the architect.
yeah.
I've been before you all before as an
Yep.
independent architect, but
Yeah.
I work for the bank now.
Yeah.
So one of the jobs we were doing was to kind of do a lot of the perimeter work around the building, just kind of clean up the concrete. And also, we got a call one day that the brick had, one of the executives that saw the brick and said, oh, we need to do something about this. It's unsightly.
So you're
So
on.
people are always looking. So again, I took it upon myself. We met with contractor, met with Weckus Brick. We looked at a bunch of samples, thinking like in January, February.
Yeah.
Said, okay, we're not doing anything until spring anyway. So,
Yeah.
and again, that was my apologies. I didn't come through you all. Again, I was figuring it was this low. There was a kind of a Juliet balcony railing that was in front of it, wrought iron, that we had to take down to pull out the brick. that needed a little TLC as well, so it's back in our contractor shop now, getting touched up a little bit, so. So tonight, before you, I have 6 samples of alternate bricks from the one that was temporarily put in there just as a placeholder. Steve had met the mason on site, said let's just structurally make it safe. So we put some brick back in the hole. That was the brick that we bought originally. We also took about, as I mentioned, took about 50 bricks out of that wall that we were able to salvage. Now we could go back, if you see one of the samples tonight that you like, we can go with it straight up. We could do a blend, meaning we could put some of the old, some of the new back in. When you walk around the building, you get the original building from the front half to the street. Obviously, it's the original piece. The back part was the siding. But there's a lot of variation in the brick over time. You know, on the Pontillo side, some of it was painted, some of it's rare red. We talked about the mortar. And we can talk about that as well over there. But so I have samples for you tonight. I think there's one that's going to stand out more than the others. But see, what I mentioned before you came in was I'd asked our contractor to take some of the brick that they had put in back to the shop and tumble it in a concrete mixer, just to see how the edges would come off, so it's more rusticated, you know, rough and tumble look, eased edge. Because what's there is not straight. A lot of the brick now is straight unless you get a restoration type brick, and I have one of those tonight though for you. So one of the things we're going to do is, because from the joint alignment, right, all the mortar joints, we were going to have to cut the brick anyway. But to put it back in like a straight, clean edge wouldn't replicate the rest of the look. So we were going to tumble it. But I think there's one that already comes tumbled. It's better in size, and the joint is a little wider.
So the new one was 2 1/4, and the old ones were around 1 7/8.
Yeah. So this one is different.
Just a little bigger.
It's definitely smaller. It's noted as a restoration brick, and it's the only one from a different manufacturer that I'm going to show you tonight. So.
And the one other thing we talked about too is the mortar mix too, which is sort of interesting. You said it would elaborate on that. You gave me a little background, but.
Yeah, so we were talking before you came as well. Back in the day, at least from what Floyd Raver and Masonry had said, they took the mortar mix and they mixed it with the powder from crushed brick to give it that dye almost.
The color,
Yeah. I mean, now they can color it in the factory, but back in the day when you were doing it by hand, they would mix some of that powder, orange or red or maroon, to give you that blend. And you'll see from the top down and around the building, I don't care what's around the side of the building, but for the purposes here, we're only doing the first 20 inches or so on the front of the building.
Yeah.
It's kind of almost like a whitish, lighter mortar that's got a little red in it. But it varies, because people have done things over time, and whether they came in 50 years ago to top, was there a historical board then? I don't know.
Yeah.
But did they top or they just do it and then, you know, nobody saw it, or it was a small area and it just got, you know, brushed aside. So I appreciate you taking the time to come and look at that.
So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take us down there, and then we're going to look at some brick up compared to
I'll
the
put the
existing
boards
ones on the
right up,
wall.
I'll stack them.
Yeah.
And there's going to be one that's going to stand out.
Yeah.
From a look standpoint, not from a color, but from a look standpoint, it's going to fit in a lot better.
And I know when we get down there, we'll see it all, but are you going to do all new courses, or are you going to just fit these in around?
No, the gentleman started taking them out, and then Steve saw them, and we kind of put a stop work on it. So
Yeah.
we didn't get a day's worth of work in. So what we'll probably do is almost like a kind of a datum. Some of it bleeds up a little bit just because it was so rotted that we just had to take it out.
Yeah.
But I don't really want a hard edge.
Right, yeah, it's too easy to notice that, yeah.
Plus, the other thing you'll see is, what a lot of people don't know is that wrought iron Juliet that was hanging there was supported by a couple bricks. I don't even know if you saw it, but it had rotating off the wall, the brackets. Again, they're just old, right?
Yeah.
And it's heavy. That thing was heavy. So it wanted to fall off the building, so it was kind of stacked up.
Interesting.
So again, when we took it down, you'll see that the pockets for the brackets, we may replace those bricks as well and kind of blend it in up and down. You know, again, I don't want a hard line, and the mason's pretty good about it.
So what makes the top of the bracket fit in there? Is it just a snug hole?
I think they were anchored in through like a female receiver with a male, and then it pinned them.
Yeah.
And our contractor knows the right ways to take care of that. And put it back so that it's safe and structural at the same time.
Okay,
So,
good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is break now.
I'm just going to take mobile Zoom and then record on the black screen. So, because if there's any questions or anything, I don't want to have them like off the record.
Right.
Because Dorothea said, they can't ask any questions. I was like, okay, stop you guys for asking any questions. Is that okay? Because I'll just be part of the meeting.
Okay.
And it'll still be recorded here.
So what we're going to do is then we'll be back here to vote on item X or Y or whatever. Yeah.
I guess technically we're still in a public space, so that's all kosher.
Was this meeting published to be there?
Oh, no, it was not. It was published to be on Zoom, but there was no address for the
It's also
thing.
published to be here.
So if
Yeah.
someone showed up here, they could still
Mhm.
technically be part of it.
And I'm gonna be here, so I'm not gonna do the site visit, but I'll be here.
Okay. You'll still be able to hear us then probably.
Okay.
Just don't say anything too bad about me.
Okay.
We're gonna
Okay.
go for ice cream, so what do you think?
Oh my God. Wait a
I
minute.
didn't know you were going for ice cream.
Now you tell us. Okay, you're good.
Just give me one moment, okay?
Oh, how good, pretty good.
They're all good, yeah.
Great.
One studying, you're all right.
That's survive, yeah.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
Just the keyboard.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Still, poor thing.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that. There's an absence of waste, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I just found out there was a Starbucks like on Friday. Yeah.
It's so much more convenient than the one in the row.
Well, oh yeah, I mean, this one's pretty great.
It's great, but it's the time of that. Yeah. Right.
The Delta, picture perfect. What a name. What's that? Picture perfect. Oh. That? The Delta between the asphalt on their network. $120,000. Like $180,000.
And it's not gonna last.
It won't last long.
I've seen the concrete plate down there. I think we just need to be better about, unfortunately, a lot of it. It's pretty clear that one of our other branches got salt so much. Salt up against the whole thing. We'll go in after our. You got that sign. My friend in Rhode Island was visiting the village of Pittsburgh on vacation. I went like on Instagram and I see his stories and he couldn't get over it, like hungry and thirsty. It's like, this is the funniest thing ever. Yeah, you must have been like, what else are you doing? Yeah. So the brick that you see here, down at the end, that's the brick that we originally picked. It was put in at Steve's request to just support it until the decision was made. Yeah. Knew we were here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put these around the old. I've never really noticed how irregular. You like them little? Never. We never had this thing before. I would never notice. I don't think I ever looked at the exterior of the building that way. That's true. Yeah. I mean, for this, because it came before the board. So there's one that definitely is different than the others. Yeah. At the end, it's a Moran. So these are Glengarry's or Thousand Mark. That's a Moran brick. And Steve, when you and I spoke about anything, I think Miller did that. Yeah, Miller did that. Yeah, because I had actually here. So now remember, don't look at this orange because the face is falling off. That's kind of where we're headed. So you can see height standpoint, that width is pretty true to what is there in many of the courses. It's a variation. Yeah. But I think from a size thing, this is inch 7/8. This is more true to that. Now, color wise, I don't mind some of those colors. It's kind of hard to stand so close. The one, so I will tell you, this one here, that's what's in there right now.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we knew that you could tell the height's different, right? Oh yeah. We're gonna slice that off and then try to tumble it and put it back in. Now the other thing we can do, like I said, I got 50 bricks sitting around the corner. I can grab a couple if you'd like just to show you. Third from the right, feel like the right color. The SH. Yeah. Those, I guarantee you could probably get. They cut a line.
Is that one? They're all the same, but the size is back. The size is very good. The uniformity of that is too perfect. You know, there's no difference.
Rest of them are all
this
bigger,
one?
Christine.
Yeah, like whatever the external cast. That one's from.
Everyone in the rest of them are a little bit bigger.
The piece looks good, but the color is too uniform. There's no,
Yeah, this one seems.
Hey, your grass off the wall, it would get
that
worse.
might do well with mixed in of the old.
I'd rather see a hair layer, extra mortar. I mean, I'd rather see a hair and some mortar filter slightly under to make the line right versus these, which you turn the corner, they're not even getting.
So I would love a combination.
Yeah.
But I love the exterior of the. It should be down on that.
Oh,
Low. That's gonna be the majority of it.
Model.
Yeah.
With the
Well,
big.
if these got tumbled.
Like cutting and tumbling or just getting.
I'm not married to this. I thought, I was gonna show all these to you all. I thought that might be the winner only because it's from a.
In that spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you go up here, look around, you're gonna see many.
You go on the side, you got iron spots, blacks, and different things. So if I was to take the 50 mil I have left, whatever else we're able to sell, yeah. Yeah, I go on under here too. You know, like, It's all, what I'm saying is it varies from like, oh, totally. I just didn't know if this was it. Yeah. Just structurally keep it sound. I only have them mix up with badge. They were like, this is. I guess, look, man. And you say you were like some of the taller, we're going to shave them or? So. What, that's the one that you put in. Yeah, what did you put in? That's the one. Oh, it looks pretty accurate. When we look at it, it was, again, without looking at the orange, it was pretty close. If we were to take them and slice them, once you get like, so an inch and 7/8, so we can stack the joints and line everything.
And still mixing the old ones as well?
Mixing the old ones. Now, again, what Steven mentioned when we talked originally, again, this is a hard end, right? That's a hard end.
Right.
Yeah. More humble. Yeah. What I can do there is try to throw them in the mixer and bang them around a little bit and then blend them with the old if we want to go that route. I'm open to either. I'm open to using this with blending. I'm open to taking these and cutting them and blending. And again, we'll salvage as much as we can.
You mean by cutting them, not lengthwise, but like this?
Correct. Take the top off.
Take the
So
top off.
slice off that to get it
Yeah.
to this width.
And then come on.
It'll knock off the corners. I apologize. You're in my office.
I just wish I could visually what it looks like after the tumble.
left them in there all night, it would look like one thing. If you left them in there an hour, it's different, you know, so
Yeah. Is the plan to differentiate the dumpling?
probably just to give it, again, if it was the whole building, I think we would explore, I might have to go out of town and get somebody other than Miller or.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do the whole part of the building. What we're doing down here, it was kind of concentrated. So, but I'm open, I'm open to, and if you don't like any of these, we can pursue other options again.
It's one of those anchor things you're referring to?
Yeah. There. More over there. A lot of them were wood.
Yeah.
They use wood sleeves.
Oh,
Yeah. So I know there's some that I gotta replace. We got a good mason, they'll take care of us. And it's interesting because I'm at the mason here at 8:30 Monday to Friday morning. Sun's not here Friday morning, it's over there. So you look at it different times of day, you see different things too.
To me, most of the space is red.
To me, it is too.
It's mostly bright red. The only light orange is where they pop. You know, the rest of these are pretty consistent. Not a word was spoken, not a word.
There was silence for a while. Did you guys make a stop on the way?
Yeah.
Someone decided they were gonna mow the lawn, so I put it on mute.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting there's a place to stop between here and there, but.
We didn't stop for ice cream because you weren't there.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
we were good. All right. Okay. So we're now back in place. We've reviewed the setting and selected this.
Glengarry Kushwa.
Yeah.
Kushwa,
Camden Blend.
Camden Blend.
We want to be writing all this down. And to have it tumbled, cut and tumbled. And further, we're asking that the mortar be tinted. And I guess we're just going to go with Mason's discretion on this, or to match the building.
I'm playing around with a couple options.
Okay.
On the fleck in the mortar.
Yeah.
We will also blend the existing 50 plus minus
Right.
in with the Camden.
Okay.
And Christina, how did you say it? It was to continue the irregularities.
Kind of in the same proportion that the facade already has.
Yeah. Yes.
I would ask that either yourself or you authorize me to look at the mortar prior to final
Okay.
installation.
Yeah. So authorized.
Can we have an aim of what we're shooting for with a mortar, just so the record will understand where we're at?
Matching as close as possible to the existing.
Where was the motion and where are the conditions? I didn't hear.
We haven't done that yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, you're just listing
Yeah, so we're
overview.
just talking out loud, but I think we could make a
Make
motion.
sure we're on the same
I
page.
think,
Yeah.
just for the record, we're all on the same page, but since it's going to be in the record, just say that brick should be cut to match the existing proportions of
Yes.
match the proportions of the existing brick.
So why don't you make a motion to, and
And
then,
there are no straight line cuts in the building.
Yeah,
all right.
all right, I'll make a motion. All right, so I'll make a motion to approve the brick face, brick facade on 18 State Street with the following conditions: that we use the Glengarry Camden blend. We have it cut and tumbled to match the existing brick size and dimensions and wear. We have the mortar tinted to also match existing. And we are going to, and you can change this if you guys want, but we're going to leave that up to the village building inspector, Steve, to approve upon their finalized mortar mixture. We're going to blend in the salvaged / existing brick of the building, and to continue the brick pattern with the existing facades building pattern, building
The
brick
bricks
pattern.
will be weaved in versus any straight line cuts to make one defined line.
That's correct. And what is that design where the end of the bricks are out? I believe that should be, as a design element as well.
As a design cue, a design element.
Yeah, it's not a roll lock. A roll lock is vertical, the same way it's short
Okay,
along
So
there.
roll lock?
Roll lock would be turned,
Like above a door, above a window.
right.
Yeah.
it's like a dead man, like something like somebody's laying down and it's just
Yep.
supposed to narrow in that direction.
All right.
Do we have a second?
Second motion.
Member Lanahan,
Yes.
Member Dubrasky,
Yes.
Member Olson,
Yes.
Chair Pollak,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you all, appreciate it.
Well, thank you for your time. Really pulled a lot of this together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just so you know, the way they will do it, they won't cut all the brick out below and take it out because we don't get to support it. They're gonna work on a little chunk at a time, that's why they didn't do some of it.
Yeah.
By the time Steve saw them, they hadn't done the brick in the middle, like right under the windows, we stopped work, and then we had just done the corners and we fill it back in. So they'll do a portion,
do a portion and probably
Right.
turn it for me.
Perfect.
I know we gotta do findings on it. So findings of fact is that it'll match the existing facade brick color, brick size, brick shape, as well as brick pattern, and as well as mortar, really, so.
Yeah.
As much as reasonably possible, given the irregularity of the existing materials.
Which are outlined in the design guidelines.
Is it stated the deterioration of the brick required the replacement?
Oh, yeah, and not the deterioration of the existing brick required replacement. Save the resource.
Yes. Okay.
So Steve, we actually went in the building and we added where the chimneys are, to see if we could,
All salvage.
but it wasn't,
Okay.
again, it had never received any UV or anything, and so.
They're probably in better
It received
shape.
Water, yeah, it was, it would
Yeah.
have been,
Wow.
would have been very noticeable.
Okay. Is there any other business before us? If not, I make a motion to close the special meeting of the HPB.
Second motion?
Member Dubrowski,
Aye.
member Olson,
Yes.
member Lanahan,
Yes.
Chair Pollak,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you all very much. Thank you for all your efforts.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, seriously,
Wow.
appreciate your attention to detail.
Wow, yes. That was great.
Have a great night.
Okay, thank you, you too. All righty.